your Superman news video for the week December 5th to December 11th, 2014. Our top news stories in this week's Speeding Bulletin include official confirmation that Batman v Superman has wrapped production, confirmation on the development of a Krypton TV series, and find out everything you need to know to unlock all the playable characters in LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham. Let's check out these stories and more in this week's Speeding Bulletin. In movie news, a number of Twitter and Instagram posts from director Zack Snyder and cinematographer Larry Fong indicated that production on Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice has wrapped. The New Mexico Film Office sent out a press release to local media confirming that the film successfully completed production in New Mexico. The production estimates that they spent more than $13 million in the New Mexico economy on everything from local construction hires to lumber and catering supplies. It's speculated that the film will now move into a lengthy post-production phase in the new year. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, actor Jeremy Irons spoke briefly about his role as Alfred in Batman v Superman, saying that the role is not a large role, but that Alfred is quite a different Alfred than what we've seen so far. In what some may consider spoiler territory, BadassDigest.com claims to have received plot details specifically in regards to a major Batman character who won't be seen in the movie. The scoop also outlines possible locations for fight scenes in the film. There's talk that most of the story takes place in Metropolis, although there are reportedly two major fight scenes in Gotham, one where Superman comes looking for Batman and a climactic fight scene. Head to our website now for the scoop dated December 9th. And in TV news, back in late October, rumours surfaced of a possible new TV series called Krypton being developed by Man of Steel screenwriter David Goyer. Now we have confirmation about the TV series, along with a few story details. Set to air on the Sci-Fi Channel, Krypton takes place years before the Superman legend we know, when the House of El was shamed and ostracised. This drama, which is in development, follows the Man of Steel's grandfather as he brings hope and equality to Krypton, turning a planet in disarray into one worthy of giving birth to the greatest superhero ever known. Ian Goldberg from Once Upon a Time and Flash Forward will pen the script and exec produce alongside Goyer. The story was conceived by both Goyer and Goldberg. In comic book news, Newsarama.com caught up with Batman/Superman writer Greg Pak to discuss the villain hounding Superman in the current storyline, which kicked off with last month's issue number 16. He said, "The Joker is terrifying enough, of course, but this is a villain with the power to threaten Superman. He may be the most dangerous and unpredictable villain Superman's ever faced." Over the past month, we've been reporting on details about Convergence, the DC Comics company-wide history-spanning crossover event, which will take place in April-May 2015. This week, DC Comics unveiled the cover artwork and solicitation information for Convergence number 0, the issue that will start it all. Where do worlds go when they die? The earthquake felt around the multiverse, Superman's lost days after doomed, the world's end. All these points will converge as the history of the DCU is spun from a new perspective, the perspective of a mad god and his arrogant child. The biggest story in DC history ties into literally every DC story ever told, and it all begins here, Convergence number 0, which will be released on April 1st, 2015. Chapter number 14, or print edition number 7 of Injustice Gods Among Us Year 3, will be Tom Taylor's final outing as writer of this popular digital-first comic book saga, with Brian Buccellato stepping in to take over the series. According to DC Comics, Taylor's heavy workload is the reason behind his departure in the title. Brian Buccellato will be working closely with Taylor during this transition period, picking up the Year 3 story outline. Comic books we reviewed this week included Action Comics number 37, which was reviewed by Michael Bailey, who gave it a 4 out of 5, saying, "Action continues to be a fun read and it hasn't been the roller coaster ride over the past year or so that it was at the beginning of the New 52. And T.A. Ewart reviewed Injustice Year 3 Chapter 10, saying, "Injustice Year 3 has been thoroughly disappointing, it's going through the motions," and he rated this chapter a 2 out of 5. Superman comics and other items available this week from December 10th include Injustice Year 3 Chapter 11 digital comic has been available since December 9th. Earth 2 World's End number 10. Justice League United number 7, which is available in a variant cover, a digital combo pack, and a Darwin Cook variant cover. New 52 Futures End number 32. World's Finest number 29. Infinite Crisis Chapter 29 digital comic will be available December 14th. World's Finest Volume 4 First Contact Trade Paperback, Superman for All Seasons Deluxe Edition Hardcover, Superman Unchained Deluxe Edition Hardcover, Superman vs. Darkseid Statue 2nd Edition, and Superman Wonder Woman Holiday Kiss Mini Statue. Need something small to throw into a Christmas stocking this festive season? Check out these great Superman stocking stuffer ideas. Grab the Kurt Adler Superman Applique stocking for $17.71 and place this set of Superman pop-up magic towel washcloths inside it for just $6.49. These and other great stocking stuffer ideas are available from your one-stop Superman shop, the Superman Homepage online store at supermanhomepage.com/shop. And in other news, in LEGO Batman 3 Beyond Gotham, the Caped Crusader joins forces with the superheroes of the DC Comics universe and blasts off to outer space to stop the evil Brainiac from destroying Earth. To help him along the way, Batman needs a little help from a range of DC Universe characters, both good and bad, including Superman, Lex Luthor, Composite Superman, Cyborg Superman, Doomsday, Krypton, and many more. We posted a list of all the Superman-related characters you can unlock, and a link to the details on what you need to do to unlock them. Check out the list at our website, dated December 8th. That's all the Superman news there was for the week December 5th to December 11th. I'm Steve Younis from supermanhomepage.com.
Great Scott! Great Scott! Great Scott!
Hello everyone, and welcome to a merry, festive episode of Great Scott. So it's that time of year again, right around the holidays, and we continue doing these little updates every week so that everybody knows what's happening. A couple of things have been announced and have changed since I took a few weeks to discuss the state of comics the last 2 weeks of Great Scott. One thing I wanted to discuss is Devin Faraci's article where he said a major Batman character is not going to appear in Batman v Superman. Now, the reason I wanted to bring this up is not because of this major character. I'm not even going to talk about that. So don't worry about spoilers. What I did want to discuss is that he says, and I quote, Batman is the lead in Justice League. He's the guy who puts the team together. Now, on its face, this statement isn't necessarily all that weird. It's actually happened in comics several times. There have been different leaders of the Justice League at different times and in different continuities. The League often gets reformed, breaks up, starts over. They start at 0, they start at 1. Justice League has been relaunched 3 or 4 times in the last 15 or 20 years, and not even counting the New 52, where everything relaunched. And in those times, there's been votes as to who should be the leader. There's been decisions made. There's been a trinity of leaders that lead together. Oftentimes, Batman is the strategist who puts together the teams for the situation that is needed. And I could certainly see that happening. And not only that, it makes sense. You know, I've talked to people who say it just doesn't make any sense to have Batman in this world where the Man of Steel took on an entire squadron of Kryptonians. Just dumb. What's Batman going to do? And when we're looking at some of the stuff coming out about Batman v Superman, it looks like he's going to have that bulked up armor. It looks like it's based on The Dark Knight Returns, which most Superman fans are really chagrined about. So we don't know for sure, but is Batman really going to be in this armor and really going to be able to stand up against alien menaces the same way that Wonder Woman or Superman would, the same way that Green Lantern would? And is he really going to be able to go toe-to-toe with Superman because he's in this armor? He kind of does in the Dark Knight Returns comic book by Frank Miller, but again, Superman's been weakened by thing after thing after thing, and Batman has Green Arrow with a kryptonite arrow, and he has kryptonite-powered suit, all this stuff that adds to the reasons why Batman is able to make some sort of a stand against Superman, but still not really able to fight him even in his weakened state to a point where he could win. And I'm not sure how they're going to do it in the movie, especially the way they portrayed it in Man of Steel, but I've already talked about all this. What I wanted to talk about was the implications that Batman is the lead in Justice League that this Devin Faraci has said. Now, on the homepage, Steve posted the link to the article, I guess, and it's from Badass Digest. And I guess this Devin Faraci has a track record of being correct with a lot of the things he says. The weird thing about this is everybody's kind of supposed to be on silence for this movie and for what's going on, and we're not supposed to have scoops. We're not supposed to know that this character or that character might be dead instead of this character or another character the way it is in the comics. These guys are professionals. These guys work for companies that have confidentiality agreements, and they know that they're not supposed to say these kind of things. So for him to come out and say whatever he is saying seems almost like these extras we hear about that come out and tell you that the president's going to die, or that weird other things are happening in the film, and you can see it, and I was there, and a nameless background extra who probably wouldn't give his name could say that stuff even though he signed a confidentiality agreement. But this guy who's a professional, that he has this track record of being right with his scoops. I don't even know who he is exactly, but why would he come out as a professional knowing that he's not allowed to talk about things like this and say whatever he has said? I'm not saying that he didn't say it, but it seems odd that he would say it and actually know what he was talking about, or not kind of be saying it in a misleading way. If you are the leader of the Justice League, as he says Batman is, and if you are the guy who puts the team together, in this real-world kind of scenario, it makes sense that Batman, with all the money and with the desire to see the world continue to be protected, even though he's already retired and he's older and he doesn't have superpowers, I could see him saying, listen, I've got these resources. I can build a building, a watchtower, whatever it's going to be. I can get us what we need. I can get myself armor. Whatever we need to have, and I can kind of coordinate the team. That would give him a position, not dissimilar to Captain America, but the Cap fights in one area, whatever, where he can take on who he can take on, while the Hulk and Thor are punching down giant dragons out of the sky. That wouldn't be Batman's job. Batman's would be maybe coordination, maybe helping get people out of exploded buildings, that kind of thing. And I could see him kind of forming the team, which doesn't even necessarily have to translate to him then being the lead in the movie. But that would give him a very important role. Superman can lead by inspiration, as he has before. He's not always the guy who calls the shots, though generally in the end, if any of the big three, or even some of the others, say we can't do it this way or whatever, people tend to listen. So I'm not sure about this remark. It's just another thing. It doesn't surprise me if Batman's the lead. It wouldn't surprise me if Batman's the lead in every DC movie going forward, because he's the guy. He's the one that they want to go to, and he's, they're bringing him in to spice up this ongoing Man of Steel-based world franchise. So I don't know. I wasn't surprised by it, but I'm also not certain it's 100% accurate. So we'll see what happens. Thanks, everybody, for watching. And remember, always look up in the sky. Krypton's roasting by a red sun's fire. Jor-El says goodbye to Cal. Laura's crying, and she's wondering why she wasn't included in that Codex message.